I think some things, no matter how long time passes, or how much, no matter how time passes, there are some things that just don't change, and that is how we are as human beings. In other words, what these disciples, what these apostles were arguing about today, sometimes we have the same arguments. Who is the greatest? Who is the best? And even though we might not fight amongst each other physically or even say anything and be fighting for, to be at Jesus' right and his left, or to be in this position or that position of power and prestige, and we can think about it. We can interiorly want to be seen as someone great in the eyes of others. We can have an ambition that is not so holy. And in our hearts, we can desire that place of privilege, in the eyes of others, but also in the eyes of God. We can be, in some sense, envious of spiritual goods of others too, not only material goods, not only material success, but also spiritual success. There's a Saint Gregory the Great, who talks about how the word envy comes from the Latin, which means to look upon. When we fall into envy, when we have that spirit of, the apostles that we see in the gospel, we have that spirit of comparison, which causes us to be always looking at this person, at that person, comparing myself to them, feeling better, feeling worse. And that's our pride. But if there is no comparison, if there's no looking at the lives of others, there is no envy. It is impossible. What is envy's remedy? It's humility and charity. Having the humility to recognize that I am not the greatest. I am not the best. And that's okay. And even though I might feel like I want to be competitive with this person, with that person, we reject those feelings, and we're kind with those, particularly with those people that we're envious with, or that we struggle and are competitive with. In the book Dante's Inferno, Dante, when he describes the souls in purgatory, the ones that suffered with this sin of envy, he describes those souls in purgatory with their eyes sewn shut, meaning that their whole lives they were looking at others, and now their eyes are sewn shut. If we're focused on our own holiness, on our own sins, on our own weakness, we don't have time to look at others. We don't have time to ask the question, is this person better than that person? Is this person better than me? Let other people be who God wants them to be, and you be who God wants you to be. Let other people have what God wants them to have, and you have what God wants you to have. It's that simple. Is it easy? No. Is it simple? Yes. Our pride makes it difficult sometimes, but we ask the intercession of these apostles, James and John, who knew the struggle of pride, who knew the struggle of that spirit of competitiveness, even envy. And not only them, all the disciples were arguing. When they saw James and John trying to get the best places, they all started arguing. They all wanted the best places. And the gospel's telling us that we all struggle in some way with that spirit. But where there is no comparison, there is no envy. So we ask that spirit of humility and charity to love others, and to accept and to seek a place of lowliness and humility always.